I'm in London, which might come as a surprise to some of you, but probably comes as a surprise to fewer of you than would normally be expected because I've been posting about it, you know, on Instagram this whole time. I also ended up at the tallest point in the Netherlands, you know, just for that. It doesn't look like it's at the tallest point, but apparently 322 meters, it's as tall as this flat little country gets. I figured that I'd bounce out and enjoy a little bit of London time before Brexit finally hit, and yeah, then they extended it. So I guess I'm not getting in just in the nick of time, but you know, I don't know, let me get coffee. We'll see how this goes here in a second.
I can't wait to see what illusion you've come up with for us. One of those romantic boy meets girl, boy loses girl stories?
It's better than that.
It got a lot colder as the sun went away there, but we're back on it. I am in London just for the heck of it. Honestly, when I first bought a ticket to come here, it was because I was like, you know what, I gotta get back up there at least once before this whole Brexit thing happens, and you know, then they extended. Oh, I know what I'm doing. So hopefully I'll be able to get back up another time before it happens, but in the meantime, I don't wanna go down that road right now, sorry. In the meantime, the big thing that I need to announce today, I need to figure out how to talk about exactly, because I'm really excited and also a little bit scared, is that book I keep talking about. The one about, you know, how I got to Paris. The risks, the perils, the ups, the downs. A lot of downs. A lot of downs. And this book has been one that I've been working on for over a year now. It's been good. It's been kind of cathartic. I felt mildly narcissistic just for the fact that I am writing it down. And Richard's been reading it and editing it, and now the developmental edits are coming in from him. Richard being, you know, a professional editor and book consultant and working with me for the last little while. And he thinks it looks pretty good. I'm still kind of freaked out, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna pull the trigger on this thing. And so the main thing that I've got to tell you today is that by the time you're seeing this, the Kickstarter to publish the book is live. It's live. You can pause the video right now and go grab a copy, literally right now. We're gonna talk more about it as time goes on. I'm gonna be experimenting again this week with how the format looks. I really don't exactly know what's gonna happen or where I'm gonna be because I'm only gonna be in Paris for like a day this week, but I'll tell you more. Just go grab a copy really quick. Did you go? This is a very different Kickstarter experience for me for a number of reasons, and I'll get into that this week, but we're kind of aiming big. Richard obviously already works with and for me. He's a friend of mine, but we gotta get some line edits done, and we wanna print a bunch of books. So we're aiming high. Part of the reason that I'm kind of scared. I'll tell you more about that here shortly. But in the meantime, I'm gonna try and find some Space Invaders while I'm here in London because I can't help myself. I realized this one was here last time after passing it, and now it's broken up and I can't get it. There are more important things in life than Space Invaders, I just don't know what they are. So in launching this today, it's kind of a surprise because I figured, you know, it's more fun if we make it a surprise. There have been little breadcrumbs along the way, some mentions on Instagram, you know, things, but I don't know, I just wanted to see what happened if we just kind of dropped it. The timing is pretty much perfect, but also fairly tight. We wanted to get this in before Christmas, do some little Christmas packs that might involve some fun little written note, trying to get the project up and running in time for Christmas. The book itself won't be available until May or June, as a paperback at least, because there's a lot of work that has to be done. There's still some editing work that has to be done on our side to get it ready to go to copy edits, and then proofreading. And then of course we design the book, print it, get it shipped, and we're doing the big full, like, you know, print run, like something that I've always really wanted to do. One of the other reasons that I want to do this is because we just have a lot of things that we want to get going, a lot of things we want to release here in the coming year, a lot of big projects. And this is one I've been working on for a long time. I just need to punch it out. It's really exciting, and the reason I said earlier that it was a little bit scary is not just because of the terrifying birds that are circling overhead. Good grief, London, you've got some scary birds. But because really one of the goals, obviously we have a financial goal on the Kickstarter to cover the cost of editing and printing and shipping and all that stuff. But the personal goal for me under all of that is to try and sell 1,000 copies. And the reason that that's important for me, for those of you that have been following along with the publishing side of things, and that know that next year, the big project that we wanted to work on was the 20 in 20 and doing a book on the arrondissements of Paris, is that in order to help encourage future publishing partners to join in on that, because that's one that I actually want to do through traditional publishing means, is to show that I have an audience that's interested in me and interested in Paris and ready to jump in and be a part of the books that we're creating. And so this is kind of a test run to see, is that the case? The last Kickstarter I did was for a science fiction book, a post-apocalyptic sci-fantasy, that went pretty well. I had a much smaller audience at the time, and it wasn't anywhere near the realm of Paris or me personally that this book and the 20 in 20 will be. So this is kind of a rerunning to see, okay, as things have grown, as we've gotten some traction, are you there? Is there an audience for this? Is there an audience for a book about me, a book about Paris? This is probably the best way to figure that out, to run a little bit of a proof of concept, and just to see, are you interested? Anyways, this is Hyde Park, wandering around in Hyde Park now, just talking to the camera. I think I could probably use a beer. All these American candy stores are kind of driving me crazy. I'm definitely gonna have to bring some Cheetos back to Paris for friends. We don't have them in Paris, and I know a couple of people that would kind of kill for them. Okay, whew, all better. And I got some drawing done, which is really exciting. I'm having a lot of fun putting this thing together. Originally, in the first draft, it was just, you know, straight up writing. Even though I had written out and drawn out a number of the concepts going along with the Sea of the Unknown, which you might recognize from the map that's on my wall. How I think about my goals, how I think about kind of life in general, but also a metaphor for striking out to try and reach your own goals, like to attain the dreams that you have for yourself that you have no idea how to get to, which is basically where I'm headed in life, and I'm still on the way right now, and she knows what it's all about. So I had kind of stopped incorporating some of that imagery and kind of worked some other stuff in, but it's really fun to come back to it, to have those little cartoons that I was drawing over the last couple years, the ways that I was thinking about it. And even if I don't want to lean too heavily into the metaphor, you know, because I'm just trying to tell my story at the same time, it's really nice to use it along the way just as kind of touch points and, you know, fun ways to highlight milestones as we go along. So Also, Timber Yard, awesome coffee. Really happy to pop in there again. Sadly, turkey doesn't work there anymore though, which is the worst part of my day now. Anywho, a little bit of lunch and then back to Paris for a little bit. But the book itself goes back, not all the way back, but back to explain how I ended up with Mercy ships, how I lived in France before, how I lived in Paris before, how that captured my heart and really made, I mean, I always wanted to live in France ever since I was a little kid, but like finally getting to Paris absolutely captured me, captivated me, something in me.
All my instincts, they return.
And so it's going back and talking about that story and how hard it was to get back to Paris, how hard it was to have dreams for myself, big aspirations that a lot of times I really felt like I was the only one that had any real belief in myself. So it's not just about Paris, there are parts about Paris, but it's about living on a hospital ship in West Africa, working with media in the Congo, flying all over the country in the United States as a consultant, launching the world's first real-time fantasy blog, starting a tech startup, and failing at a whole bunch of stuff along the way that I hoped would free me, and in the end, left me kind of, sad. There's some sadness in the book. But don't worry, there's a lot of good stuff too. I got all the way here and realized I forgot to buy Cheetos before leaving. I'm the worst friend ever. Sorry, Kate and Hillary and everybody else that would have loved them, but now I won't get them. At least I thought of you, right? It's the thought that counts, not the cheesy goodness. It is good to be back in Paris though. It's warmer here too and not raining now, which is nice. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Woot! Hola. What's up? Yeah, how you doing?
Good. Back from Moroccan adventures.
Oh, this is London.
Oh, you didn't go to Morocco?
Not yet.
Oh.
In a couple weeks.
Why did I think you were in Morocco?
I think that's what Richard mentioned yesterday. So well, Richard was confused. Good to check in with those hooligans, get my fix. As good as it always is to be back in Paris, and I always love coming back to the city, getting out to London was exactly what I needed. Like, I feel like that triggered a couple of things in me as far as this transition that I'm going through. This is a personal note, by the way. Like, this transition I'm going through in figuring out this next step in life, this next chapter, where I'm at and how I'm gonna go about it. Getting a little bit of time outside of Paris, and just getting to go and do some things that I enjoy in London. Like, not play the tourist, but just go have some good coffee, get some good Indian food and a lot of tacos. It's exactly what I needed to kind of kickstart things. Not to be punny, that wasn't intended, but yeah, just feeling good. But leaving the city, which is something I haven't done for a really long time. I haven't been traveling because I really didn't want to travel because I wanted to stay here, just kind of be here. The nice thing about leaving is it really brings stark clarity to the reasons that I love being here. I don't know, I feel like I've been a little bit re-energized. Then it's not just London. Bouncing in the Netherlands as well, I mean, because, I love the Netherlands and I haven't been here in a long time. I didn't bring a coat with me, which could be construed as a giant mistake, but thankfully there are lots of coats to be had here, and it's important because for this whole Kickstarter thing, the Christmas card, you'll see, I need a jacket. Still plagued by the same problem I always am. My chest is too big and my shoulders are too small. These guys are really nice. Basically, the one that looked best on me, I couldn't close around my chest, and the one then just gets to look like I'm wearing like I'm a kid wearing my dad's coat. I'll try another couple spots down here, and then we'll see what we can find. So far, either too expensive or too big. Just can't quite find the right fit. One of them fit really well, but it cost like 600 euros, which is a little bit out of my price range, so I'll try a couple more. You'll see what this is for very soon, though. It'll all make sense in about a week, in exactly a week. You'll see in a week. Success, I think. There we go. Much warmer. Ooh, feels great. You'll see what I have a very specific reason that I wanted to get this style of jacket. You'll see. it's a bookstore in a church. This is amazing. This was in What's-His-Face's documentary that I just watched not long ago. I'll link below in case you haven't seen it. It's a really cool documentary, but this is neat. Dude flew a drone in here and I could not be more jealous. Coffee? What time is it? Should I? Shouldn't I? I'm tempted. I'm not going to. I will say this though, Maastricht, I probably just said that wrong. Also been very nice, really chill. I am not a huge shopper personally, but the shopping experience was easy. Wandered around. I want to get some bitterball in, but I think I might have to hold off till tomorrow for that because, you know, more Netherlands. All right, it's the end of the week. I'm gonna wrap things up with a little bit of bitterballen, and that'll be it for me. Just gotta enjoy a little bit of Netherlands time. Then it's back to Paris for the soft launch party. And yeah, if you haven't grabbed a copy of the book yet, please do. Almost forgot that's what we were talking about this week. And I will see you bright and early next Monday with, you know, you'll figure out what this is all about. It'll be worth it. I think you'll like it. Also, yeah, we did go to the tallest point in the Netherlands because, I mean, now I've been here. I've summited the Netherlands. Nobody's gotten higher here than me. Wait. Hold on, this is also where the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany meet. 3 borders in one. I guess I'm technically standing, I think I'm standing in all 3 now. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Hope you had a great week wherever it is you are. I'll see you next week. The German flag is just in a tree.